I'm Carlos Martinez. I am the public defender for Miami-Dade County, Florida. It's a county with 2.7 million residents. I've been a lawyer for almost 30 years. And earlier in my career, when I started in the public defender's office, I started here in Miami-Dade County, representing indigent clients at the trial level and at appellate level. And I also did a stint for 1 year as a deputy public defender in Washington State. And my life's work has been public defense. We have several issues that are really important in the criminal justice system today. I think on the top of that list would be reducing racial disparities and reducing also wealth disparities, like what you see with cash bonds and using fines and fees to fund the court system, and more importantly, using those fines and fees to deny voting access. What I see in 10 years' time is that we have got to become more data-driven and less reliant on anecdotes, because when you're dealing with the issue of racial disparities, wealth disparities, and excessive workloads of public defenders, you really have got to focus on what is it that you are changing? What are we changing to? So when you're looking at reducing racial disparities, that has to be data-driven. You have got to know where you are in the system. You have got to know what the data shows for your area, particularly in all the areas where people come into contact with the court system and with policing. You've got to know, where are you right now? And knowing where you are right now will give you an idea of where it is that you want to go. Part of it is the lack of transparency. A lot of times, people don't even know what's happening in court. What the general public usually hears about and sees is whatever the latest video is from what's happening on the street. So there needs to be an amplification of what the good things are that are happening with the system. And there also needs to be a focus on what are the things that we need to change and how are we changing them, so that the general public, we can increase their trust in what's happening in the justice system, so that they look at it as a way to produce justice, not as a way to oppress people. And the last part, that are some of the barriers to preventing us from delivering better safety and justice, is really the out of balance between what we're spending on so-called public safety and what we're spending on mental health, substance abuse, and trauma services. When I was visiting a courtroom in Tallahassee, I saw a child being brought into court, and that child was a very small child, and yet that child was shackled and chained. It was a horrifying event for me, because I had never seen a child brought into court in shackles when it was totally unnecessary. And not only was it totally unnecessary, this was a child that was presumed innocent. The reason that impacted me is not only the horror of seeing this child and the trauma that the court system was inflicting on that child, but also what it says about us. We were ignoring history. We were ignoring the horrible history in this country of slavery and of people being shackled and chained as if they were a rabid animal. But it also showed me something that I had not seen up to that point, which was the prosecutor in Miami-Dade County The judges in Miami-Dade County, defense, and everyone came together to stop that practice in Miami-Dade County. And we were able to achieve the change, not just for children in Miami-Dade County, but throughout the state of Florida. And to me, that made a tremendous difference in the life of those children, in the lives of those family members, not seeing that horror in court. And it also changed the way that we look at those children. And we look at those children as children who have a future, not children who are dangerous and should be caged.